What is up, everybody? It's According to Seth's 31 Days of Halloween. We're on to day 20, and we got 2 films that will haunt your nightmares. Little hint there for you. Can you figure it out? Well, we're gonna get into it anyway, so without further ado, let's talk about it. If you couldn't guess, we're talking about A Nightmare on Elm Street. I absolutely love this franchise. I think it's fantastic. And as the franchise goes on, it just gets funnier and funnier and funnier. So if you like your horror with a side of comedy, you're probably going to enjoy these because there's some great one-liners, but it's also super cheesy, but in the best way possible. Also, if you're a fan of the Scream franchise, Wes Craven, who did those, also did this, so you know you're in good hands. Essentially what this movie's about is you have this character named Nancy Thompson who ends up having these like horrible nightmares, and she starts seeing this person in her dreams who's basically trying to unalive her. As the movie progresses, you find out that like her friends start getting killed in their dreams and in their sleep, and you find out there's this person named Freddy Krueger who's doing all of this, who basically, was a child killer, and he ends up getting murdered by all the parents who went after him, and now he's seeking revenge. Freddy Krueger is one of my favorite horror icons out there. I mean, look how creepy this guy is. And also, Robert Englund just absolutely crushed this role. Like, nobody could ever do better than he is. And there was talks of them doing like a remake, what they've done with Halloween and Scream, and I'm here for it. I need it as soon as possible. The imagery in this movie is fantastic. Some of the one-liners, like I said earlier, it is really funny. There's one scene in particular where this person gets dragged through a bed, and what ensues after that is just gory and bloody and just so awesome. And you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. We also get introduced to a young Johnny Depp. Like, this was his first movie, which you can see above how young he looked. But all in all, I absolutely love this movie. I think what I really like about this whole story of Freddy, you have this monster hunting you in your sleep in your most vulnerable state, and I think it's just such a cool concept. And finally, we have A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. I absolutely love this movie. I think it was super refreshing, and I love the direction that this movie took. If you like your horror with a side of comedy, a side of superheroes, and a side of slasher, this is the one for you because it embodies all of that, and what they did with this was super awesome. Essentially what it's about is you have Nancy Thompson coming back. Heather Langenkamp reprises her role. She's now a therapist. She goes to work at this hospital, and she's helping these people who are afraid to go to sleep. They've been seeing Freddy, but they all have different superpowers, and she basically teaches them how to use it and fight back against Freddy. We also get introduced to a young Lawrence Fishburne here, which you can see, but the cast is awesome, their superpowers are pretty sweet, and there's one scene in this movie that involves the veins and ligaments, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, but they basically become a puppet. It's super gross. It's probably my favorite thing in the entire franchise. All in all, I can't recommend these both enough. Make sure you hit that follow button, and I'll be back tomorrow.